Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's fourth and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the 10 to 14 days for today's final video. Day 10 will take us to the 12th of November, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with GFS and ECM Ensembles. Maybe once around a couple of weeks, we'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. That gets us pretty much to the end of November, and I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video release today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. We've also released the European Outlook and Terry Scully's November forecast as well, so please check out all today's videos and content, and thank you so very much everybody for doing that. Right, well, we're going to start off bringing you up to date with what's going on with Storm Ciaran. So this tweet was put out by the Met Office a few hours ago. Storm Ciaran has brought strong winds to South UK. Here are the highest gusts so far. Hashtag weather aware. So Jersey Airport recorded a gust of 93 miles per hour. Guernsey reported a gust of 78 miles per hour. St Mary's Airport, I think that's on the Isle of Wight, isn't it? Recorded 77 mile an hour gust. Langdon Bay, 71 mile an hour gust. Cardinum, 68 mile an hour gust. And Camborne, 67 mile an hour gust. So I suspect there would have been 100 mile an hour gusts actually through the English Channel itself. And they also put this out a little while ago as well. Again, hashtag Storm Ciaran has set a new record for the lowest mean sea level pressure recorded in England and Wales in November, with a value of 953 HPA millibars in Plymouth and 958.5 millibars for St Athan. The previous record in England was 959.7 HPA millibars set in 1916, and the previous record for Wales was 962 HPA millibars set in 2010. The record for the UK remains unbroken and was set in Scotland in 1877 with a value of 939.7 HPA millibars. So literally this has been a historic storm. Not the all-time lowest barometric pressure, but definitely the lowest for November for England and Wales anyway. And yeah, you know, we've reported it, we've been warning about it, and you know, been very, very well covered, I think. These latest wind observations from XC Weather. So we've currently got a gust of wind at 68 miles per hour out of Portland. Strongest winds now appear to be in the southwest. They'll be transferring further eastwards as we go through the afternoon, and the area of low pressure is Storm Ciaran moves out into the North Sea. So areas further north where the winds have been relatively light through the morning, despite the rain. You'll be picking up strong winds this afternoon, like through the Midlands, East Anglia, Eastern England. But it won't be anything like the strength of the wind, you know, but they've had and are still having down across the far south. But is a lot of rain across the coast as well. Rather showery in nature, so there's drier slots and then, you know, heavy rain coming through, and then a drier slot, and then more heavy rain a little bit in that nature. And the wettest weather seems to be like in the west and southwest actually, and that again will be pulling further eastwards through the afternoon as the low pressure starts heading off towards the North Sea. By this evening, the winds should be starting to calm down. We will keep shower rain going in many central, northern and eastern regions through the evening and night. Tomorrow, things will be recovering, and that will be the end then of that Storm Ciaran. Okay, centering temperature, BCT is currently sitting for November at 11.2. Just to confirm again, we came in at 12.1 for October's CET, which is 1.6 degrees above average. For November, for the first day of it, 11.2, which is 4.7 degrees above average. So again, a warm start to November with that opening day. That's going to come down, though, from there quite significantly, I think, over the next week or two. I don't see much chance of us staying 11.2. Let's put it that way. These were GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. Looking at Northampton, the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Northampton. We're hovering close to average at the moment. The upper air temperatures will be dropping though as we go into the early part of next week. They tick up for a while, but it's just associated with an area of low pressure in the middle of next week, and then may fall again. And overall, those upper air temperatures are looking a little bit on the coolest side, I have to say. Precipitation-wise, there's going to be plenty of rainfall spikes to come as well. So this is today's wet weather. We've got more coming in on Saturday. But a few days of drier weather, though. Sort of showery type conditions, which means most of the shower will be in the north and west through the early part of next week. Then more wet weather through the middle part of next week, possibly into the second half of November. We might be seeing indications of some quite large precipitation spikes then as well. So looking pretty unsettled, but with average upper air temperatures. As we go into the second half of November, worth noting that there is a lot of scatter, so we have got some pretty mild ensemble members up here. We've got some quite cold ensemble members, though, down there, and that does include the GFS operational run today, which I'm going to show you in about. This big green line actually becomes quite cold for a while. Temperature anomalies on the 2nd to the 10th of November, about average for the north and the west, a little bit above the south and east, but not a particularly big deviation. Precipitation anomalies from the 2nd to 10th of November, they're coming out wetter than average, especially so in the southeastern corner. Latest Windflow Map from earth-and-old-school.net shows that Storm Ciaran is now sort of on the East Anglian coast, just here. The strongest winds around the southern and western side of Storm Ciaran now. Of course, the Low Countries and parts of Germany are now getting the eastern side of Storm Ciaran, as is northern and eastern France. So we're going on to the western side of Storm Ciaran, and that's why the strongest winds at the moment, wind gusts at the moment, are more towards southwest. They'll be extending further eastwards though into the afternoon. Right, let's start going through chart data then. This is how the latest UK Met Euro run is looking at midnight on Sunday. So an area of low pressure then sitting in the North Sea, that will be bringing further heavy outbreaks of rain with it. Into the early part of next week, looking pretty showery and quite cool as well, with both westerly winds. A little bit of a break there, Tuesday to Wednesday, but it's only ahead of the next area of low in the Atlantic. That comes pushing through Wednesday to Thursday, bringing the next batch of wet weather through the middle part of next week, probably. Icon, again, with low pressure sitting close to the country midnight on Sunday. So, wet days to come for Saturday, especially so down in the south. Then we're into those showery winds through, westerly winds through the early part of next week. Another area of low pressure comes in Wednesday to Thursday. That brings plenty of heavy rain in with it. That's how it looks as we get to midday on Thursday. Very unsettled then still, with low pressure the dominating factor. The GFS midnight run, again with low pressure in the ascendancy, Saturday to Sunday, then we're into flat showery westerly winds through the early part of next week, with showers and or longer spells of rain. Middle of next week, another batch of wet weather comes in off the Atlantic. That brings heavy rain in with it, and then we're into cool and showery conditions around day 9 to 10. High pressure trying to build down from the north there around the weekend of the 11th and the 12th of November, but looks like that's going to get pushed aside really by the next area of low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic. So as we go on into the more extended period, so this gets to the 13th of November, another low pressure diving through, and that brings in the wind from more of an east or northeasterly direction. So actually start turning quite cold potentially there as we get towards the middle part of November, with this ridge out to the north and the west and wind in from the northeast. So that is quite a significant change, with high pressure taking over to the north, bringing in the wind from more an easterly direction. Then low pressure back in again as we get towards the end of the GFS midnight run, that bringing outbreaks of rain in with it from off the Atlantic. Quite cool with that as well. The jet streams lie northwest to southeast, so cool, possibly quite cold and unsettled through that middle part of November. This is the GFS 6 then. Again, we see that got low pressure dominating the weather from Saturday into Sunday, bringing showers, longer spells of rain. Flat westerly winds through the early part of next week, with further showers and longer spells of rain. Then low pressure drives in from off the Atlantic around the middle part of next week, keeping the very unsettled thing going all the way up towards day 10. These areas of low pressure never far away. Beyond day 10, gets to the 13th of November, again, signs of a bit of a change. The low pressure shifts eastwards, higher pressure starts to ridge out to the west. That gets the wind into a colder northerly, and then another low pressure punching through there around the 14th, 15th of November. That one dives southwards again, brings in a shot of quite cold air from the east northeast. So this middle part of November could be shaping up to be colder here, certainly with these two GFS runs anyway. And then we head on into the end of GFS 6 run and keep low pressure punching through from off the land. So we don't get rid of the areas of low pressure, but it's just a colder variety of unsettled weather, which will increase the chance of some snowfall potentially for northern regions. That's how we look at the very end of GFS run on the 18th of November. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. We've got around 70 subscribers, that's all, to get ourselves to 17.2k. So you could give us a sub and tell your friends and family to subscribe. It would be incredible. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. Okay, GM, again, with the low pressure dominating the weather there through Saturday, Sunday, coming weekend. And then into open next week with flat and westerly with showers and or longer spells of rain. We try to get a little bit of a transient ridge going perhaps around Tuesday to Wednesday, but that's just flattened off by the next low sweeping in, bringing wet and windy weather Wednesday through to Thursday. And then we're into those westerly winds, so very unsettled with low pressure driving through from off the Atlantic, bringing lots of wet and windy conditions in from the west up to day 10. That's Sunday the 12th of November. Yet another very unsettled weekend then. And then the ECM with low pressure again, bringing further showers and or longer spells of rain through the weekend into next week. Showery, flat westerly winds. Beyond that, low pressure keeps on coming through the middle part of next week. We'll bring a further batch of wet weather patch around the middle part of next week. Then the wind gets into the north around Wednesday through to Thursday, so quite chilly, maybe quite cold northerly winds before a ridge then starts to build over the country. That tries to get to Scandinavia by day 10, so that's the 12th of November. A Scandinavia high trying to block off the Atlantic. That could hint at something a bit colder as we move up towards the middle part of November as well. So could we be shaping up for a bit of a plunge in the temperature around mid-November and some colder weather? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from meteo.com. Now, of course, got all the showers and longer spells of rain at the moment associated with Storm Ciaran. That wet weather keeps going in some east areas right way through to tomorrow, but eventually things dry up. And then we see more heavy rain focus on England and Wales for Saturday. So another sort of deluge should come on Saturday down in the south, but won't be anywhere near as windy as it has been. Showery through Sunday and into the early part of next week, and then more wet weather piling in from off the Atlantic into the middle of next week. So that turns to snow on the leading edge across Scotland. And beyond that, see a few green splodges, a few green patches showing up even for more southern areas there by the middle of next week or second half of next week, telling us that showers might start turning a little bit wintry maybe as things get colder later next week. By the end of the ECM run, day 10, we're dry under a rich high pressure ball. Rain, though, is lurking out to the west. These are the options on the table within the ECM Ensembles today for day 10. Gets the 12th of November. 16 members of the ECM Ensembles looking very unsettled with low pressure dominating from off the Atlantic and over into the eastern country as well. We've got 14 with low pressure out to the west and to the east. Some higher pressure is up to the north, so that would start to bring some colder air in from the north as well, maybe. In terms of low pressure. Number 9 with low pressure dominating off the Atlantic, higher pressure down towards France, winds coming up from a southwesterly direction. 6 again with low pressure out to the northwest and winds coming up from the southwest. And number 6, including the operational run. Tell you that the operational run wasn't that well supported though by day 10. And that has high pressure towards Scandinavia and to our north and winds in from an easterly direction. So that scenario that we see there around day sort of 8, 9 and 10 with that colder scenario, not all that well supported by the ECM ensembles. Most of them are actually more unsettled than that. And then in 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us the 17th of November. 19 members of the ECM ensembles again, looking very unsettled. Low pressure is in the driving seat. 11 low pressure to the north. Let's change the colour. Some high pressure is going to be down to the south. Winds coming in from a west or a southwesterly direction with that one. 11 with low pressure to our east. Higher pressure is away to the north. Winds will be coming in from northeasterly direction with that. And then 10 with high pressure reaching up from the southwest, low pressure out to the northwest, and winds coming in from a southwesterly direction. So, very inconclusive. It could be high pressure, could be low pressure through the middle and second half of November. It could be cold, it could be mild. You know, it looks like it's all up for grabs, really, a lot to play for. CFS Weeklies finally, and then we're done with the video. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today to our videos and content. So this is the week 1 500 millibar height anomaly from the CFS Weeklies from the 2nd to the 8th of November. So this week looking very unsettled again, with deep low pressure dominating in the Atlantic and across northern and western Europe. Week 2 is also unsettled. It's 9th to 15th of November. Low pressure continues to rule the roost. Week 3 is going to be the 16th, 22nd of November. Again, low pressure dominating over to the west of the country, all looking like very unsettled, so deluge November, I've got to be honest. And this is week 4, 24th, 29th of November. No changes. That low pressure firmly parking itself just to the west of the country. We have got a big block sitting to our east and northeast, so that could potentially dry things out, but also turn things a lot colder if it started to push a bit further westwards. But as it is, the next 4 weeks, it's rain all the way. And there's not much else to say. Just the deluge goes on there with the CFS for the rest of November. We'll see. Okay, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe as well. And thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. 70 subscribers will get us to 17.2k. So if you could give us a sub and tell your friends about to subscribe, it would be amazing and incredible. And we will thank you so much, everyone, for doing that for us. Right, I'll just tell you what's coming up on the channel tomorrow. So we're going to have the 6 AM UK weather forecast. We've got GMA Friday coming up for you as well as a 10 to 14 day. And we'll be live at to 10:30, new start time for the Friday night live stream as we do the pub run live. So that doesn't finish updating until around 20 past 11. So we'll start the Friday night live stream a little bit later, around 10:30. There will be a channel member live stream as well at 6 PM tomorrow. So if you're a channel member, then check into that. And yeah, have a look, and I'll see you either for channel member stream or for the Friday night live stream, or maybe for both of them. Who knows? Tomorrow. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Stay safe in Storm Ciaran. You know, things feel pretty rough, and will be for the next few hours down in the south. So look after yourself if you're off out and about this afternoon. Not to stay in, really, if you're down in the south. But yeah, we'll see you soon with more videos and content. That's all for now. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.